At the 2 o'clock position, we have a Teal Terran on the team MVP. Shown us some great strategies in the past. Will he show us one here today? He is...
MVP, Noblesse.
These positions are really going to fall into Noblesse's playstyle too.
Yeah, I think so. His opponent over here at the top position. On the team OGS, a red Protoss. He is
Hero.
Hero.
Alright, this is going to be a very tense game for both these guys.
Indeed it will. Right off the bat, you'll notice that Hero did not make his gateway at 12, nor at 13. So I'm starting to think he may actually just not make a gateway and make a Nexus at either 15 or 16.
Yeah, that looks like it is the way it's going to go. And from the looks of it, Noblesse might actually scout him last. A lot of the players usually just go straight across the map.
Yeah, well, Noblesse is going to be doing a gasless expand, so he's very interested in knowing what Hero is doing, and it looks like he is going to actually scout in the correct location. And the SCV and the Probe are actually going to meet each other here. It's like Miss Pac-Man meeting Pac-Man in one of those Pac-Man games I used to play on my Game Boy. It was in Act 2 where they met. It's like Act 2, they meet. Someone knows what I'm talking about. I always make these references. I'm like, somebody knows what I'm talking about.
There's one person out there that knows. But so, given this position now, Noblesse does have one or two options. He's got A, he can expand himself, or B, he can try and punish.
Well, it's almost impossible for him to actually punish at this point, given that he hasn't gotten gas.
Yep.
The only way he could really punish would be to add a bunch of barracks and try to do an all-in. I don't think he will. I think what he's going to do is actually make a command center still, but then try to tech extremely quickly to medevacs and try to punish him that way. Like you said, these are close air positions, so it's relatively easy to drop.
Ooh, hang on, is that a second gateway before a core?
Yes. You have to do this in this scenario, because if you don't, you can get caught very off guard, and with the timing, it's hard to explain. Well, maybe we'll have a chat about it later. But if you make the second gateway first, it's much safer. You can get those Zealots out, and even if he has Marauders and Concussive Cells, the Zealots buy you enough time. And this is just a little pressure move here by Noblesse with that Marine and the SCV. Very difficult to deal with for Hero right now. Doesn't have that Zealot out just yet, but he's going to back away because he knows the Zealot will be out soon.
Needs to be careful with the probes there, losing quite a bit of health. Wants to get rid of that SCV, does a nice job.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure he doesn't get bunkered. Now the core is done. Now he's going to have enough to make 2 Stalkers right off the bat, or at least he will in just a moment.
So we're going to see a 1-rack expand coming from Noblesse anyway. Yep, dropping a couple more.
Adding a few more barracks here, so he's not going to be taking necessarily as quickly as I thought. He did add the 2 gases as well. He may try to hit a nice little timing with Stim, because you can still do that if your opponent goes Nexus first. Making that second gateway like Hero did allows him to get those 2 Stalkers out super fast, or in some cases you can get Zealots out if that becomes more appropriate, but either way, I think that Hero has a lot of options at this point. Only lost a probe or 2 to that little bit of harassment. He's had his Nexus up for much longer. Of course, Noblesse is just making his command center into an orbital. He's actually going to pressure here with his units just a little bit to make sure his opponent didn't try to move that orbital down. He knows he's not going to have Marauders out, and that's the key. Without Marauders, your Stalkers and your Zealot can just do so much.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got those Stalkers down at the bottom. He might even just plan to sit there for a little bit. Oh, loses a lot of health on that Zealot. And I like how Noblesse in each game has actually built his barracks at the front to wall it off and then moved it back.
Exactly, because if Void Rays happen,
yes,
Void Rays happen. And here come these Stalkers again. Just so many Marines, it's very difficult for him to do it. Just finally gets in the perfect range, because if you move your Stalkers back just enough, they can hit the Marines, but the Marines can't hit them. So that's what Hero's trying to find here with these Stalkers. Took a lot more damage than he should have there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Marines at the top of that ramp. I know you have to look at it and go, Hero knows that he has to back off very shortly. Yep. He's going for that Robo and an extra 2 gateways down at his main as well. Still poking up, trying to get as much damage as he can.
Oh!
Almost
lost the Stalker.
We do have a stray SCV coming through and scouting the entire of Hero's base. Sees everything coming through. Observer on the way through him as well.
It just makes me want to break keyboards when that happens, man. I just see that SCV on base, I'm like, how did you get in here? It's, you know, it's like when someone gets into your special place, you know, and you're like a movie star or something, you're like yelling at the security, it's like, how did he get in here? How did this little kid get in here? And the kid's like running around and stuff.
He's breaking everything.
I just want to yell at somebody and be like, how did you let this happen? It's actually myself I'm yelling at.
Exactly. We do have a Ghost Academy. Signature move from the first game.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get a nuke right off the bat, but again, getting those fast ghosts out allow you to shut down the sentries, which are very, very important.
You do have an Immortal.
Yeah, that's actually a little bit unusual. The Zealot will be taken, and the signature not getting concussive shells also here by Noblesse.
Well, he is upgrading both stim and combat shields, so I'd say it's just he's waiting to do those after the fact.
Yeah. Actually, concussive shells, unless you want to do something very aggressive, isn't really required. It's extremely helpful, and there's almost no reason not to get it, but getting that stim first and the combat shields quickly makes sense in this case.
Yeah, but from the looks of it here, if he goes at that good timing when the stim finishes, there's a lot of Stalkers in this mix. What did I say Mitch for? I don't know.
I don't know, man. But yeah, he's gonna go right now. I think he should wait for the Ghost where he can EMP, but he does have stim and combat shields. They both just finished. Should wait for those Ghosts though before engaging. Here they come.
Yeah, are they going to have enough energy? I'm not sure, but sniping the Zealots is a very strong move, even if he doesn't have enough EMPs. And a nice scan to take out that Observer. We are going to have an engagement very, very shortly. Just both guys trying to get in the right positions here.
Doesn't quite have enough yet for EMP. He will in about 2 seconds, so now he's going to just buy himself a little bit of time. Now he's got enough for EMP, so he's going to run forward here. He's going to want to EMP most of the Stalkers and the Immortal, of course. There's only one sentry in that mix, so that's not a huge deal.
Well, with the way Hero's comped up, using one EMP. There's one EMP. Oh, a second one goes down as well. Not enough energy for a snipe. Going through, stim goes down. He's trying to work through all of these Zealots. I think Hero realizes he's going to be able to defend this, but it's going to be very, very difficult. That Immortal is at the front. He doesn't have any shields, though. It goes down very quickly. There's a lot of Marauders here. Only Stalkers left. They chew through them so quickly. Probes being pulled now, and he's going through, just focusing down these Stalkers one at a time, trying to get away, not wanting to lose anything, just baiting all those probes. He just lost an entire expansion's worth of probes, and the Marauders still aren't dead.
Yeah, it looks like they may die now, though, as they fall down the ramp. But nice moves by both players. Marauders even running at the front. The first Colossus does come out. Starport is on the way right now.
I just want to see, can we have a look how many probes he has left after that?
35, so he's only 10 behind. Didn't lose as many probes, I don't think, as you thought, because he's been chrono boosting them for a while. I mean, he lost a lot of probes. He's still got a decent amount of probes, is what I meant to say. Now, this Colossus counterattack timing is so smart by Hero. He's going to hit before there are Vikings. The bunker's trying to get up. If he can go over here and hit before that bunker finishes, he'll be in great shape.
There's no Ghost there either to deal with that. Focusing down the SCV. No, he hasn't hit the SCV yet. The bunker does finish, but not enough health. He is going to take it down very quickly. Stim comes through. A lot of Marauders in the mix here. He wants to be careful. A lot of sentries at the back. It looks like he might actually move that Colossus at the top. No, going to back off.
That was very, very scary. He almost lost the Colossus. Losing the Colossus in that scenario would have been the last thing that Hero wanted to have happen. He is making another Immortal, which I actually find really strange. Could have probably just saved up to get another Colossus. Making Immortals once the opponent has stim and has enough units just does not work. Unless you have a ton of Immortals. If you got that one Immortal in the fight, it's not that big of a deal. This isn't PvP where having that one Immortal just changes everything. Blink Stalker fights get so fun.
Ready to plunder.
That Marine is ready to plunder. Or Viking, rather, I should say. Factor around scouting. Wants to know where Hero's army is at all times. Now, Hero has actually caught up in workers. He's only 4 workers behind now. 5 now. 48 to 53. So he has been chrono boosting those out quite nicely. Going to continue that Colossus production. Actually, no, making more and more observers.
That's very interesting.
I think he wants to just take a third base. He does have a probe over at that third base location. I think he's just going to play a little bit turtley, make sure he doesn't get dropped at all, and take a third base.
Yeah, that would be the safer option here at the moment. There's a lot of Vikings in production here for Noblesse.
Yeah, he's got 2 Vikings out right now, 2 more on the way, and he only has 2 dropships out, so he does have those 2 dropships, but he's not going to be making any more for a while. And these Stalkers are ready for drops, but has to be very careful, doesn't want to get too close to that ramp.
Does not. Indeed, he does have vision there. It looks like he's just trying to bait Noblesse into coming up that ramp. But both these guys being very, not nervous, but hesitant to engage.
Now, what happens a lot of time, oh, I love this, I'm about to say something and then someone just does it. I was going to say, if he scouts the double reactor starport, he's probably just going to add some more gateways and stop making Colossi, and that's exactly what he's doing. And right now, he started a Twilight Council, he's +1 armor. It's about to finish. Noblesse doesn't have any attack upgrades. His armor or its attack upgrades about to finish, so it's going to be +1 attack versus +1 armor. So pretty even there in the upgrades. Some hallucinated Colossi coming forward here. I like this move. This is going to, of course, force him to make more and more Vikings, which will, of course, become useless because he's no longer making Colossi.
Absolutely. Did he see them being made, though? That's the question.
No, he did not.
Okay.
And he's going to move forward here again with a lot of Vikings. And even so, even with those Vikings, remember, Vikings do decently on the ground, and those Colossi are fake. They're not going to help out.
The timing on the hallucinations, he's going to run out very quickly, though. Oh, he does take one out. Got to be feeling very good about himself there, but so is... Oh, nice EMP. Takes out a second Colossus.
And yeah, this is looking pretty good for Noblesse, though. Even though he just didn't have a ton of units, his opponent's units were fake. They just weren't real. Yeah,
he's dropping all those remaining Vikings. Probes being pulled now. Another Immortal up at the top. But those Stim Marauders just tearing through everything right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is unfortunately, I think, going to be the end for Hero. He's just going to lose too much. He's already like 40 supply down. And even if these Marauders do fall, which I don't even think they necessarily will, he's lost a ton of probes. Right now, 63 SCVs, 39 probes. And these Marauders just going to town on the Bio Army. Even Vikings landing up here at the top, being annoying, harassing. More reinforcements coming in here. I don't think Hero will be able to hold this for much longer.
No, everything for Noblesse is just rallied over into the base here. Lots of sentries being morphed in, but he can't stay up there in his main for much longer, especially with all these pylons being taken down at the middle. And he's just being he's cornering himself into a concave there.
Yeah, every time. Really great positioning by Noblesse. And there goes the Immortal. Will fall here. And sentries, while they're a great support unit, they just do not do enough damage to kill Marauders that are being healed by medevacs.
No, not at all. Looks like he has gotten through all the Zealots, all the sentries dropping down now. Nice control by Noblesse, constantly keeping those Zealots out of range to do any damage. Those 3, 4, 5 medivacs, even more, are just going to heal each one of those Marauders one at a time. And I think that's going to be it for Hero.
He's desperately trying to warp in some more Stalkers. You're going to pull the probes again. When you pull in the probes, you know things have gone bad. And these Marauders backing away. Great control by Noblesse, always splitting his Marauders, always kiting, and I think unfortunately for Hero that's going to be it. He's going to have to try to requalify.
There's the GG. Noblesse moves on. Unfortunate for Hero, but I think we'll see him back very shortly.
Oh, you'll definitely see him again. I think we'll probably see him in the team for sure. Both of these guys, the sad part about this match is that both of these guys are extremely high caliber, and only one can advance. It's just the unfortunate part of being in the round of 32.
Yeah, well, it comes down to a lot of things we discuss a lot. Just because they're not in the GSL does not mean that they're a bad player at all. They're all extremely well refined, but it's just so cutthroat. There's only 64 spots. There's how many thousands of Koreans on the ladder? Hundreds? Yeah.
Well, keep in mind that you said there's 64 spots. There's actually only 32 spots.
Well, that's true.
And you have to keep in mind that a lot of those spots are already there from people losing in Code S. So there's even less spots. There just aren't that many spots. It's actually extremely hard, and you're playing against the best players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best players in the world. I mean, I know some of the other best players in the world aren't there, but you know, I'm not saying like every player in the world that's the best player is at the Code 8 qualifiers. But if you're there, you're one of the best players in the world. Otherwise, they don't let you in. They're like, sorry, I looked at the list of the best players in the world, and you're not on it. So, maybe become one of the best players in the world and come back next month.
Yeah. Although I believe the Code 8 qualifiers for August are actually being run a couple of weeks early this time.
Yes, they are. I believe they're in about a week and a half or 2 weeks from now.
Something like that. I believe it conflicted with an MLG date, I believe. So they didn't want to make people choose between one of the two, which is nice of GOM to do that. Of course, they do have that new partnership with MLG recently.
Yeah.
We had some great
MLG, a great organization. If you guys haven't checked out those games, there's actually replay packs available and stuff. So just look up Major League Gaming and check that stuff out. Because even if you're not a StarCraft 2 fan or you like other games, or you are a StarCraft 2 fan, but you also like Halo and some of those other games, check out Major League Gaming. They're a great gaming community, great gaming team and organization.
I know you unfortunately weren't at Columbus, but I was, and it was a great event.
I was here.
Mm-hmm. So who do we have coming up next? We'll have to double check.
I'm not actually 100% sure. I think coming up next we've got 5-minute break.
Maybe.
Don't spoil anything, man.
I'm sorry. I don't want to go on a break.
People were criticizing me for spoiling the results of the FXO or who was going to play next and such. So I'm just not going to spoil you guys into who's playing next. You're going to have to go to Team Liquid. You're going to have to press the home button. Then you have to go to the right side and click on the GOMTV thing and then look at the maps and stuff. And I'm not even going to tell you guys. You guys are going to have to go over there and click on it. Some of you guys already know. I know. I'm going to keep it a secret.
That's all right.
So we are going to have a 5-minute break here pretty soon.
We think.
We think.
We're not sure anymore. Everything keeps changing.
We're not sure anymore. We don't know anything. After Hero lost, we were just like, those games were so close and so awesome. I just don't know how the world works anymore.
No, that's good.
By the way, you can follow GOMTV on Twitter at GOMTV. I tried to mention that earlier that you could follow me at FXO Wolf and you could follow him at FXO Unstable. Wasn't quite able to squeeze out. You could follow GOMTV at GOMTV. You can also go to m.gomtv.net on your smartphone. Look up the VODs there. You can watch the VODs on your smartphone. You can avoid doing anything else productive in your life and just go on the mobile site. Or you can be productive while you watch the VODs. Like put your cell phone on your desk at your job. Just make sure your boss can't see it. And
That is
watch
what I
those
used to
VODs.
do. I used to put it on my second screen. The one that's angled away from the boss thing.
I just used to watch the VODs and not go to class or just, that's the kind of stuff. But definitely use that mobile site. It's great. The interface is awesome. And not only can you watch the VODs, you can look up the scheduling. You can look up records. You can just
Everything.
go there. Just experience it for yourself.
It's just like the normal
website.
website. It's the way I put it.
Yeah, it's like the normal website, except small and compact and nice. I actually like it more than the normal website just because it's so simple. I love it.
Anyway.
I also want to thank G-Skill, Intel, Blizzard, and we're going to have our 5-minute break now. So thanks to sponsors. Thanks to GOMTV. See you guys in 5 minutes.